All right, traders. Some nice trades today. I knew once we got FOMC behind us, things would get better. And there were a few things to trade today. The teamwork was fantastic. Quick, I hate to call it a disclaimer. It's really just an explanation for those people maybe this is the first time ever watching one of my videos, just to understand that I am an intraday trader. But we always start with the daily chart, as you're going to see here. Let me get this out of the way. Just to give you a couple examples from today, FedEx is a good example. We had that FDX, we had that on Balanced Watch. I'll take today's candle out of it, right? In case you ever see one of our videos and you wonder, well, how do they play them? FedEx is a good example. So we were looking for a snapback bounce because it huge volume down into support, and you did get the snapback bounce. Screenshot of a search of the term FDX in chat, and you can see the post there, the heads up, and Wayne's final head up right before it triggered over 50, and I'll switch to 5-minute candles and show you that. All right, let me zoom in a little bit. So when it starts to curl up, I don't know, somewhere around here, I typed in, you just saw it on there, FedEx over the higher day might give a little pop, something like that. And then look what it does. A beautiful little tight flag right below 50, 150, 150. We like half number, whole number inflection points, right? Wayne called this through the half with the high of day just above as another catalyst. And this is all about timing your entry. You get long right here, and you're just scaling out into that pop. It ended up climbing back up, but we scale out into these and, to tighten our stop to break even. And if it doesn't come back to our stop, we might have a real winner. But that's a nice little afternoon trade right there. Another example, a couple examples in Roku. One was a break of this little tight range here. Remember, let's go to the daily first. We're also looking at a snapback bounce. There's the daily chart before today. We were looking for a snapback bounce in Roku, and I'll show you the setups it gave. I actually alerted this one as it was climbing up here. Wayne kind of tweaked the idea. High of day break would have been 131.42, and as it was coming up on the candle that I'm hiding right now, Wayne said he liked it over 131. So really anywhere between 131 and 131.42 was the idea. And you got a nice $3-4 move, something like that. Over $3. I think it was, let's see. Went up 345 a share, which again, nice little trade. And you notice the entry got you long and you weren't underwater. That's what I love about trading inflection points, sitting in cash, and then waiting for these entries. The entry to me, I don't want to say is everything, but the entry is crucial because when you enter correctly, you're just scaling out into profits, right? Instead of just guessing on your entry. So that's the crux of what we teach. All right, anyway, there's a couple highlights from today. By the way, Roku, another call by Wayne late in the day back through 134. Didn't go very far, but it went up almost $1. I mean, it went up 88 cents pretty quickly from here to here, looking for, the 134 break to get us through the high of day, which it did. Not much follow through. And remember, Roku's pretty heavy right now on the daily, but we were right to be watching that for a snapback bounce today because it gave a couple decent trades. What are we watching for tomorrow? Some of the bounce plays that I put on watch are down several days in a row into support. Another type that I like to watch is something like an STX, which was probably at 52-week highs when it started and had this nasty big flush day. Ended up closing pretty close to the 20-day. Sometimes you get a snapback bounce from one of these. Like on an intraday basis, it became overdone, and you get a nice bounce the next day. MDR, I'm terrified to trade something that might get halted and then they come out in the big bankruptcy word or something. But I still want to watch it because it never broke its early high today. So I have to watch it another day. What I'd like to see is a narrow range for most of the day and then an afternoon high of day break, and we could get a nice little snapback, mini afternoon squeeze. So I am going to keep it on watch. Doesn't cost me anything to have it on a chart. Be watching Disney for a bounce. Disney had kind of downside shape today, right? Just kept nasty in closing week. And I looked at the daily and I thought, well, if it can get down to these recent lows, I'd like it. So if it does shape again tomorrow down into this area, I'll be looking for a snapback bounce. Remember, as I posted in that explanation, I'm a day trader. I am not looking to hold these overnight. All right. CRC, another one that just really, really ugly today. Recent lows are right down here at 829. This is a huge move down from 1450 all the way down to at one point 932. Closing at 989. So if we get another sell-off in the morning, it's kind of interesting in this area.
The hours 11:76 of from the close. Shares fell earlier.
All right, well, there's been Zynga saying in after hours, and I didn't even notice it. It's up near $12 right now in after hours. So maybe whatever rumors were floating around were thwarted in after hours. I'll still keep an eye on it, but I like it a lot less now. That was weird, him talking about that right when I was making a video about it. Tractor Supply, TSCO. There's nothing real pretty here, but this is down like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 days in a row. I always look to the left and think, well, if this can get down around $90, where it bounced nicely off of back here, I'd love for this thing to sell off in the morning and get straight down there. That's a good recipe for a snapback bounce because it's down so many days in a row anyway. But not in love with it, but I'll keep it on a chart. DTEA is holding up very well. You had this big spike, 2-day pullback, gap up on earnings, but got slapped back down, and then today right back up. So we've got a possible 2-day high break setting up for tomorrow. We'll see, right? Only with a A-plus intraday setup. EROS, nice little breakout today on big volume. We'll see if we get a red to green or something like that, some kind of follow through tomorrow. Fran, I called an idea out in chat, and I made a few bucks on it, and it just became really whippy. But it did bounce off this area we were looking for, and actually had a pretty decent day. It went from 13.20 to 15.58. That doesn't look like a big candle, but that's a pretty good move. Maybe a red to green continues that bounce tomorrow in Fran. PIR, I don't know. I just keep going back to this one. It broke 10 back here, went to 10.48. Then yesterday went to 10.23 and still kind of going sideways. So back through 10, well, you could almost call it a third mouse play. Back through 10, you've got a couple potential dominoes to fall right here and here, and the 200-day up there. So I do want to watch that one. I think there's a lot of shorts in Pier 1 as well. TRNX, let me zoom in so you can see this better. All right, had this big pop back here all the way to almost 5, came back down, a nice pop a little over a week ago to 230, and then today actually I think broke that. It went to 236 before settling in at 227. So it's found support. It's trying to curl up. We'll see. Goes on watch. EDSA, I have something weird to talk about with this one. 10 million plus shares this day, and it goes from 431 to 790. And then today on 200-something thousand shares, it does almost as well with a stronger close. So that's just weird. I don't know if it's algos slapping this thing down back here, but it's sort of a recently in play stock because of this day. But it felt like nobody was watching it today as it climbed from 622 to 850. Maybe it catches some more attention tomorrow. So I did tell myself I'm going to put it on a chart. And then lastly, I've got SOL, which had a really nice breakout today and a fairly strong close. Maybe a red to green in that one tomorrow. It certainly extended though, so keep that in mind. And we'll add gappers to this list as well in the pre-market, and hopefully we'll catch some more good trades. Let's keep the teamwork going. We'll see y'all in chat.